What's up? What's up?
Yo, what's going
Hey,
on, peeps?
how y'all doing?
Good,
We
it's all
here.
good.
We
Good in
here.
the hood.
Happy hump day to y'all.
Right, word.
It's wind down Wednesday. What's going on?
Right, right,
Just
right.
trying to get over this hump.
In
Woo.
real life.
So what's
Yeah.
going on? We got a lot to talk about.
Oh, I don't
A
even know where
lot
to
to talk
start.
about. A lot to unpack.
Mm.
Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the news. What's going on in the news, Moni?
They blowing motherfuckers up in Ukraine, yo.
Oh, damn.
I mean, let me
Wait,
tell
laugh.
you something. I hate to say it like that, but that is reality and real life that is going on in that country right now. James and I were watching the nightly news on Monday. They were talking about it. I don't know if the reporter was via somewhere else or in the Ukraine, right? All of a sudden, you see this gentleman standing by the gate, this family walking down the street, and you see, boom, this bright light. And the next thing you know, the motherfuckers is laid out on the ground dead. I mean, it's crazy. Like okay, we heard about Germany and we heard about the Holocaust and we heard about slavery, but to see this shit up close and personal and know that there is a real live human madman that is rich and on the loose and powerful and runs a country, not somebody dead, somebody that is alive. That shit is real, man. It's real.
Well,
It,
until they get all of my melanated people out that don't even belong in that country,
Word.
not even citizens, and they worry about us, like you know, like they worried about the Ukrainians. Uh, I my tax dollars gonna go where it's gonna go, but
Word.
I'm not gonna be out the Capitol waving no flags, Ukrainian flags.
I
Uh,
feel you. And
We
quite a
ain't
few
doing that.
melanated people feel like that and have
Yeah.
voiced that. And like, I wouldn't even think, not to be ignorant, but the Ukraine, like black people in the Ukraine, I know we're all, at four corners of the earth and everything, but
Yeah,
you like,
that was interesting to me too, Carrie. I kid you not.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I just find it interesting that the Nordic people feel like they can't believe they're being treated like this. And this has been said in the news. There's been reporters, media people that have literally said that, and the people of Ukraine are like, in so many words, they're saying we're white. Why is this happening to us? Like we're white. We're real white. You know, why do you feel like that? And why? And they feel like it. And why is one of our own attacking us? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's real interesting.
Hmm. Well, I should have Googled it. What's the percentage of melanated people in the Ukraine?
Mm, that's interesting.
it's not many. I don't know. I mean, the ones that are trying to get out mainly are the ones that are there for school or whatever.
Oh,
Um,
so they're students.
yeah,
No, but
they're
they say there
students
are
and a lot
actually
of.
some that live there though.
But I mean, I'm wondering, are they living there because of? I don't think it's just like, oh, let's go to Ukraine and live in the Ukraine, a former USSR country that just came out from a crazy man. I don't think. I mean, I know black people do some weird shit, but you know, I don't know about that one. So
Hmm. Well, my mama said the other day, she's like, it don't matter where we go on this earth, black people are always treated
Isn't
bad.
that crazy? Look at London. You remember when was this? This was when George Floyd died. I
Hmm.
remember seeing black Londoners outside protesting because their brothers were being treated just like George Floyd was being treated. That shit was wild, man, you know?
Yeah, we don't too often hear about, well, I guess maybe because I don't really go looking for it, but I'm sure they have incidences like that all the time. We're just not privy to it.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's
So
I don't know. I look at my parents, I'm like, y'all been looking at a lot of bullshit over the course of your life.
right.
They got a couple of wins. They feel like, Barack Obama,
Yeah.
him and Michelle. I think that's really been the highlight
Oh yeah, that's the
for
everything for them.
them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And this Supreme Court justice, God bless if they don't grill her to death.
When is her
Uh
process over? She's going through it now.
yeah, I thought it started. Did it start this Monday or the Monday coming up, Sonya?
The Monday coming up.
Okay.
She's been, meeting on the hill with different people and chit chatting. But she should get in. I mean, with no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, I
Good.
think she'll
So
handle. I'm interested to see how well she handles herself. Like what was her name? Anita, whatever her name was
Anita
again.
Hill.
Anita
oh
Hill,
no
and
no
see
no.
if
Well, Nita
she.
here, that's a different case because she was saying that she was uh she was complaining about Clarence Thomas. So
Yeah, but I'm
that
just
ain't
saying
it.
how
But she's
eloquently she.
already been
Hmm.
she already worked at the Supreme Court. She worked for the Supreme Court justice that just
Yeah,
left. So
Briar, right? Yeah.
she knows everybody on that hill and she
Hmm.
knows the procedures and everything like that. So as far as people that they could have nominated, she knows the ins and out of the Capitol campus, the Supreme Court, Congress. So I feel pretty good about her and
Yeah,
about her.
I do too. I feel good about it too.
So she'll be just as poised as the old girl. That's what
Right.
Monica's saying. Like
That's
she'll
what
be
I
just
Devon
definitely
as
think
saying.
so. I think she went. Correct me if I'm wrong, Moni. If she went to Harvard, she
Yeah, I thought she went to Harvard.
yeah, but her parents
She
went to
went to Harvard
HBCU, so
undergrad
yeah,
and
she
her
knows.
Harvard
parents. What?
law.
They went to HBCUs, so
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay, okay.
we
yeah,
ain't got nothing to worry about. She know the deal.
yeah, yeah. But
Good.
she went to Harvard and Harvard. She went to Harvard undergrad and Harvard law.
Yeah, so she's sharp.
Yeah,
She's
she's
sharp.
sharp.
Yeah, they're gonna try to grill her ass for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they know what she stands for already because they know she stands for she just you know how we are as black people. And I'm not merely comparing myself or you guys to her
Mm.
because we all got our thing, but as black people we are fair, you know. Unlike some of the others, we are fair. We know right is right and wrong is wrong. And a lot of times people seem to forget that and think that just because we black we ignorant and don't can't decipher things, but we are fairer than I think any other race, you
I
know.
would agree.
I
I would agree.
agree. I just think that's sad that they think we dumb as fuck. I
Right, they
think
think that
that.
we can't we gonna say, oh, all black people are right, we are never wrong. Oh, they know they're gonna vote for the people in the projects because they from the projects, because we all from the projects. They
Mhm.
oh, their parent, they're all from single family homes. And I could say right here, we got three of us and none of us
Came
are from
from
a
two
single
parent
family home.
households and longevity marriages until death
Yep.
So
and still together.
we can
Yep.
So
we can that's hilarious to me. I didn't even understand what a single parent was, because my neighborhood, that's how we didn't really roll. Like, everybody had a mom and a daddy.
You just reminded me. I did. The girl that I used to play with, Talisa Owens, her grandparents lived next door to us.
Hmm.
and they
And her
raised her.
mother was a single mom.
See, but you
They
had to
all they
pick her
lived with the
out. You had to pick
grandparents.
that one person out. You see what I'm saying? It was one person out of many
Yeah,
in
I can
black
say I can
communities.
say I only knew probably one, two. I agree with you on
Yeah.
that.
Well, see,
I
and,
knew
and
only
I'm sitting there
one.
thinking, and see, I don't go beyond my block. I use my block as my neighborhood, and
Hmm.
I don't have one that I could say was a single parent. And I'm
Hmm.
not saying they were great families. Everybody was a great couple and meshed, and But
Right.
I'm just
Right.
saying
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you this also. Everybody owned their own home.
Hmm.
I don't remember anyone on my street that was a renter.
Me either.
I really don't. I
Me
don't.
either.
Not one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. So to think about that, and we all in our 50s. So
Yeah.
that's 50 years ago when they fight for civil rights. But you're talking about we had two-parent households.
Mhm.
Um, they paid their bills on time. We ain't never had our lights cut off or our cable
Never.
cut off or our phone cut off
Never.
or our,
Very
we would,
thankful.
Median to upper middle class household incomes,
Mhm. Mhm.
and everybody was spiritually connected to some church or some affiliation. You know,
and you
it,
know, we took care of our neighbor. Our neighborhood took care of us.
our
Everybody, like if you
neighborhood
were at
took
somebody
care
else's
of
house, they would
us.
say, you know, it was not like they were your parent, but you know, it just was a different community. So to think that us as black people uh, are ignorant and live in poverty and live in the ghetto. Is that even a word now? The ghetto.
The
No, but
ghetto.
there's more of them in Alibaba than it is us. They call them fucking trailer parks, man.
And
You
you
know
know,
what I'm saying? They don't want to talk about that shit though. Nigga, y'all live, our apartments were brick. Y'all put the bricks up under y'all, Jane. That ain't what we do.
and then cause think
What?
about this, yo. Even
Damn.
Florida and James were married and had children that lived as a two-parent family.
That's right.
And James came home every night.
Every night,
He didn't
worked
beat his
faithfully.
woman.
That's right.
He
Tell
won't
the
drink and
truth.
liquor every night.
Tell the truth.
And Florida didn't
Mhm.
get a job to James, or James
Died.
got to drive as the bus driver for a little bit. Remember?
I thought he died.
No,
I
I
thought he
thought
didn't
she
get one
worked
till
with
he.
Walona. Did she work with
No.
Walona for a minute?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No, Lona worked at the boutique. Remember?
Yeah.
She worked
But
at the
how about
boutique.
I was grown as I don't know what grown before I realized that the four chairs in the kitchen did not match.
Girl, but that's the shit now.
Yeah, now that's the shit.
Now that's the shit. But that shit was in real life for black people.
It was an
My
indication of
our
poverty.
chairs matched.
Very much so.
Ours did too.
Our chairs matched. My mama would be
They did.
appalled at his
Hell
chairs
yeah.
But look, so I lived in a neighborhood. We moved in this neighborhood in 1972. We were the fourth black family to move into this neighborhood, which is now an all black neighborhood. So I saw the migration of white people out of my community going to Pocosin and York County and south of the James. And I think that's when the block really got lit. Like it got like, it felt a little freed up and it just felt different. It was a different energy. I remember that clearly.
Took turns barbecuing at each other's house and shit. The kids was in the back, the mamas was in the front talking,
You
and the
know,
daddies was either on the grill or in the little room that they called a man room. It wasn't no man cave back then.
or they might have been gone
Right,
fishing
right.
to the
Any of that good
bar.
shit.
You know,
Oh
they
yeah,
they did.
hunting, any of that shit. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
interesting. The men we're a very communal people by nature.
Yes, we are. We really are. Yeah. Yeah.
And see, that's why I said I don't think people understand. They group everybody as a housing project, or as a poor single parent, or as kids that are in trouble and juvenile delinquent, or everybody steals steaks under their shirt from the farm fresh. You know, just
Right.
that's how they grade us and look at us. You know,
Right.
and, you know, little do they know, you know, we are all different, just like them. Just like they got their trailer park, we have our trailer trash as well.
Hmm.
And you know, we call it. I call it. You know, I do.
Right.
I call a spade a spade. You know, a heart a heart. But you know, I don't. They just can't decipher that. They can't. They look at us all as a whole. And if it's somebody that's articulate and does well, they say, "Oh, you're different." You
Yep.
know, you're different. You're
Yeah.
not like the others. You know,
Yeah.
but
I
You're a
will tell
different
you
kind of
this.
nigga.
right, that's what
Like
they
I
want to
will tell
say.
you
That's
this.
what they want to say. But
When I
yeah,
was 16 years old and had my son and went down to go get WIC, there was more of them in line than there was of us. See, that's when they created all of these goods and needs and services because they didn't want their trailer trash cousins coming to their goddamn mansion. That's really, and then we ended up benefiting from the shit, you
Well, do
know.
you think that we fed into that? Like, now, do you think that a percentage of black people fed into the lies and the perception that they had of us, that we just fell into it and became that?
And
Because
accepted it and became
Yeah, I
complacent
think
with
yeah,
it.
came
And
comfortable to it with it, and it was cool for a minute because it was utilized as a step up. But when it became generational, that's really when it got bad, you know. And a lot of people don't realize, and I didn't realize this either until James got into his field of work, that so there is like a pocket of services, right?
mhm.
That is allotted to a whole family. So when you got a a parent that is got a couple of kids on it with her, she's using some of their benefit too. So if they ever need to use it, it's shorter for them than it was for her.
Mm.
A lot of people don't know that. And then and it really makes sense because I can remember times in our 20s and I could hear, young single parents be like, yeah, they talking about I need to go get a job. My benefits got cut off and the kid be about 10 years old. And so
Mm.
it's because, until you had your kid, your mama was digging into your shit.
but
Right.
really though, what is that of that's what I was saying. It perpetuated more, let me use this word again, ghettos, housing
Yeah.
projects, uh things like that, because sometimes, like, if you're getting a check every month, even though your check may only be, I don't know, $300, $200, you like trying to live off of that, instead of giving me service to get daycare and other things, you giving me a check making me stay at home until my child is 10 or whatever. But instead of going, here, go to college, go to this job training program and get this job making this good money, and we'll let you keep your insurance for 2 years if when you go to work, or blah blah blah. They don't do that. I mean, I think it's a cycle to keep the people down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the thing I think about that is they had those services and allotted that education to us back in the 60s and the 70s. There were so many of us that had gotten educated that they don't talk about, is why they lowered the Pell Grant, stopped paying for you to go to college and all of that type of stuff, privatized a whole lot of schools because we were becoming the hierarchy. So they had to slow that thing down.
And maybe that motivation comes in surges. Like, how they say stuff skips generations or
Mhm.
whatever. Maybe it's not like that we are complacent. It's just the cycle of the whole thing. And but it makes me think, like, why do we always have to like prove ourselves to them? Bunny, you said something earlier, and it made me think, like, they make us feel like we got to speak a certain way. We have to
Mhm.
stand and sit a certain way. Like we have to perform certain jobs and, wear our hair a certain way. And this is one of the see, beautiful, hello, all
Right.
natural,
And
everybody.
use Emily Post for weddings and
She said, Emily.
Hey, don't talk about Emily Post. I mean, you know how I feel about Emily Post. I said, damn
Emily,
Emily
my
Post.
girl, man. I don't care what nobody
She your
say.
go-to Monica.
Damn Emily
Yeah,
Post.
that's
And I'm
my
like,
shit.
and people, and we really do, we do hold our standard to that, instead of creating our own standard and allowing us to be
Yeah,
ourselves.
yeah.
Because
Exactly.
I will go to work like this.
And
I
Until
it's
know that's right.
cute.
I tie a thing on my hair, but people be like, "Oh my god," you know what I'm saying? And
It's
I'll be like, "Don't
cute.
be,
It's
don't be
neat.
embarrassed, bitch, because I'm your boss." Think of, remember that. Remember that.
And this ain't got shit to do with the job I'm
Right.
performing.
Right.
Like,
Like,
I
I
wear
never
my
been.
hair wraps to work.
right. And I'm thinking, like, this is my hair. This is This is me. Why do I have to get a perm and wear straight hair with my curls and go get my hair done every week and pay all that money when I could be paying my bills off or saving my money for my kids and my grandkids? Why do I have to be what you expect me to be?
My parents did that shit for them, right? That's what my parents did. I ain't got to do
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that. They sacrificed for me. So I don't have to do
Right.
that. So this is who I am. And I'll never forget the first time, like, I'm in a corporate setting and like verbalized that they had an issue with my head wrap, right? So I'm working at this call center, and on site is the outsourcing company, and then the other company is UPS. So it's me as a manager, and then there's an equivalent UPS manager. So, call center. It's all about, productivity, quality, attendance, blah, blah, blah. I walk in the conference room. It's probably about 10 other people there. So it's a mixture of the company I work for and UPS. And what was this motherfucker's name? Frank Zip. As soon as I come in there, he looks up at the ceiling and he says, "Whoa, I really hope it's enough clearance in here for all of that." And I'm like, and then you hear, a couple
Oh
of
wow.
chuckles and, somebody else is looking like, I can't believe this motherfucker said this
Right. That's
shit.
why I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah. I'm like, why is that? Why did you even have to say that? Why did you even have to say that? You could have said that to me earlier when I met one on one with you, right? Because
Who's your
obviously you've been,
response?
They
hmm.
call that
Who's your response?
microaggression now, right? They call
I,
that
I just,
microaggression.
I acted like I didn't hear it. I just reported it to the HR team on our side.
Right, right.
And I did get an apology.
But that's not the same, right? That's not like
No, But it just let me see. I knew what I was dealing with.
Dealing with.
I
Yeah.
knew
right.
what I was dealing with. And it was really like a telltale sign because, I mean, I could talk about it now. I ended up suing that company I worked for discrimination.
Good
And it
job.
was. It was. I mean, that right
Mhm.
there was your stepping stone. But yeah, that's why I said we have to realize that. And Carrie, and you said this one day a while back, um, and you were saying about the expectations we have of our kids, and you were saying like, you were like, oh, I think your hair looks cute like this. I think you should put this on or whatever. And then it's like we realized we were doing the same thing that our parents did to us,
Yeah.
putting our expectations on our children.
Mhm.
And you said that to me, and the light bulb hit totally. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I was like, that's exactly right. So whether the expectation is a good thing or a bad thing, it's still our expectation that we put
Yeah.
on somebody else. So we
Yeah.
expect somebody else to behave how we want them to behave, or what we think is right and what we think is wrong. And that's kind of like, and I mean, even this internally, it's kind of like what white people do to black people. Their expectation is how we try to perform with some of us, but then we do the same thing to our kids. Our expectation, if we go and their hair is not how we think it should look or whatever, it's like, oh, I think it look better if you did this. You need to get that cut, or oh, put this on because that's a little. I don't really like that dress. You know what I'm saying? Or those pants. And we do the same thing. And I think it's a learned behavior.
It
And
is.
since you said that, and yours were much more. It was much better than what I just said. But
I doubt it.
it's but since you said that to me, I've tried not to put that on my kids and my grandkids. I may think it and talk about it later to y'all or to Anthony or to whoever, but I try not to say it to them.
I
I
feel
try to
you.
be like, when they whatever they got on, if I don't think it's up to par, and like they don't iron, they don't believe in the iron. I don't even think my daughter owns an iron, but
So
but I'm like, damn, this wrinkle. But I say it in my mind now, and I was like, okay, come on, and like my grandson's 14, and he wears shorts, all year, and I'm like, okay, come on, hey, and I'm like, is it gonna? I'll be like, is it gonna kill him? Is it gonna hurt him?
He gonna catch
See?
cold in his knees.
Right, but it's gonna kill him. As long as it's not gonna
Ain't
kill
that what
him,
the old people say?
it's
He
not
Right.
gonna
gonna
catch
kill
You
him.
cold
gonna
in his
catch the
knees.
author in your knees, boy.
If it's not gonna kill him, if it's not gonna affect his livelihood in the future, then we cool.
He gonna feel it when he get old.
Yeah, we cool. And who knows? Maybe, maybe not. But and it's like
Yes, indeed.
I just can't put that on, and I think about it all the time. And since you said that, though, I try my best not to put my beliefs and my thoughts, what I think is right, onto them
Yeah.
because that's just not fair.
And
It's
you're
not fair.
cognizant of it, right? Like you're not going it takes a minute to adjust yourself out of doing
Hmm.
that because I still do it. I don't think I do it as much.
Right. Right.
I don't do it as much. And it's like, at what point do you do that in your child's stage of life? Do you start when they are young? And if you do, does that mean that they think they have control? Like you're not the authoritative figure because they are dictating what they wear and how they wear their hair and all this? Or do you wait until the teen years? Which is a difficult time, like, because you're trying to find yourself and stuff. So you're
Oh, no.
experimenting and everything. So when do you start that? When they are like, because I just started.
But
So I feel like this. I feel like it's almost cradle to grave. That's just me.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And I think it migrates. You know what I'm saying? I think it ebbs and it flows. And I just look at Ajanae's in our relationship and she's getting married on Saturday, right? And I feel like I'm at this plateau now because she's about to get married. But then it's gonna start another episode. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be at a different variation because she'll be a married mother, wife, you know, uh, career goal oriented, the whole nine, house. But I felt like I needed to do what I needed to do to fulfill that old stuff to get her to where she is right now to make her do it right because she has a daughter. And I think she needs to migrate her to a certain point for her to do it right. And then they have enough instilled in them to move forward, if that makes any sense.
instilling it into them is like you speaking it to them. But like for instance, if Ariana wanted to go to school with some rain boots, some red rain boots, and a purple coat and some a yellow hat, and you know it wasn't too cold or whatever, what would be wrong with letting her wear that? Even though it's not the Emily Post, it don't match for the fashionista. It, but what would be the harm in allowing her to do that?
none.
None, not at all.
None. The harm is like to your own ego
Right.
for
And see,
feeling
that's
like
that's
you're
the
going to
part
be
I'm saying.
embarrassed.
I
Right.
was like, when we have to like I'm feeling like we have to entrust what we teach them because even at an early age, we're still teaching them. We teach them. We have to teach them like this is hot. Hot as will burn you. But not that you have to wear. You can't wear rain boots to school when it's not raining, or you can't wear a hat, or you can wear the hat if you just like it. I think again, we can't put our expectations on our kids or grandkids or nieces, nephews, whatever. But like everybody has their own opinion because you try to mold your kids and whatever, but what is success to you may not be success to them. They're not their definition of success or how they want to live.
And you know what? It's almost like we don't look at our children as people. We don't know how to look at them as a human being. Like we forget how we felt at their age when we couldn't, wear what we wanted to wear to school or
Yeah. I do try to remember that when they do stupid shit. You know, I really do. Like, okay, I had to repent. You
You
know,
said when they do stupid
when
shit.
they do
Bingo.
stupid shit. Yeah, like get your wife off the fucking internet, right? I try to be like, okay. There was black people meet Monica, so leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? I try to remember shit like that, but with the millennial population, it's kind of hard. They damn near need to be fucking guided, man, because they are like, I,
Monica, why you so hard on the millennials?
I love millennials because you know what? They do what they feel and they do what they think.
they do.
And their idea of success is whatever they want to make it.
Yes.
They'll go on vacation for 2 weeks and be like,
But
fuck
that,
it, I'm
but that,
tired.
but
Oh
that
well, I'll get
whole
another job. You
urgent,
know,
I just
they'll
got
say I'm not doing that shit
the
and
whole
walk out.
urgent
Exactly.
shit. That shit get on my nerves.
Oh,
You
I
need
respect it.
constraints. You need time constraints. You need to know that you just can't just be floating in motherfucking air and do what you want and get where you want to go whenever you want to
Yes,
get
you
there.
can. Yes, you
They
can.
doing it,
Yes,
Monica.
you can.
They doing
Yes,
it.
you can. That's what they doing. And they changing the world. They are changing the world.
They make my
They changing. It's more millennials that's millionaires than ever. More
in real
millennials that
life.
started
In
businesses,
real life.
and they are. And I'm not saying they perfect because who is what
Right.
generation is. Look at all the fucked up people that are in our generation, and it's more fucked up people that we know just from our neighborhoods than we can name and
Damn.
and we'll give you that list next week. But
And
You got
see,
receipts?
see, and
The hell?
I'm just saying. I mean, and
where
to
in
put
the
the
fuck did
expectation
that come from?
on the millennials, that would be, they doing better than people that's 50 and
Well, they
60.
need to move their asses to Share Road 23661.
I wouldn't even let them do it.
It's a couple that tried though. They bought some of the houses that have been put there for gentrification and beautification and trying to let younger people move into the neighborhood and shit in the hood.
That's an older community, though. It's an elderly
It
community.
is. It should be, if they would do right, it would be a vibrant retirement area. It really would.
Mhm.
It would if they would do right.
It's it ain't gonna. It's not happening.
No, but you can see it change. You can see the neighborhoods changing, but the whole environment. But see, I'm from a different, even though me and Monica both say we from the same area. Actually, Monica lived closer to me when I lived on in that area,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
which I didn't realize. She really lived only like a few blocks because she lived right like
Mm.
legitimately like the second street on Third Street on Shell Road. Really, if
That's
you really
crazy.
count. And
Okay.
so really, I we didn't like to say we were from Shell Road. The people on my end, we didn't even like to say that because we associated that with the bad niggas. Um,
Oh, like with the other end of Shell Road
no, with anything, even from
From my street
G
property on
Street,
down
from G Street on,
to the
we
south.
to
WW.
all the way down was Shell Road, and I live off of Victoria, so we definitely try not to claim. But anybody that lived on Greenbrier didn't claim Shell Road till later on in life when whatever. But we tried to disconnect from Shell Road. We got
Okay.
our own bus.
Mhm.
We had to
If
ride
they
Damn.
the
live,
Shell Road bus.
if they
Yeah.
live close to Victoria, they were the bougie niggas.
We didn't.
And
And
anybody that was original Phoenix, and that whole school was built for them.
Mm-hmm.
They were, yeah. I was the last fifth grade class to go to Phoenix before they shut it down.
Oh,
mhm.
really?
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Interesting.
we as black people, we know better. We do better. And but like I said, and I said this before, Monica know we had teachers who would say, stop acting like that. You better than that. Stop showing off in front of these white people and do your damn work.
This
And
Red
Really?
Cross,
And I
oh,
did not.
we
this
did.
Red Cross will throw a whole chair across the room.
And yes, Miss Mouton, we had science teachers or whatever. They're like,
Yeah,
you should be getting A's in here. And, it's like, I wonder, do kids now still get that? And I doubt it.
they do, but they like
Triness did. She had a couple of sisters as teachers. No, I can't even say a couple. Yeah, I could say probably about five from
Oh, wow.
middle to high school. No, six, including Bonnie, now that I think about it. And they were excellent mentors to her outside of the classroom, in the classroom.
that's
Yeah.
that's
And see, that's what we need. Because, I'm all about, oh, I want to bring up one conversation because we got to go because, I'll be sleepy. But it was a thing with, what's his name? Oh, dude with the pretty ass. Smokey Robinson, is that his name?
old dude.
Yeah, he got the light eyes and the
Okay.
not. Yeah,
And the
all
curly
hair.
hair, yeah.
Look, all hair is good hair, but with the wave, boop boop.
With the flip, flip,
But he had said this whole little thing about, do we call ourselves black or do we call ourselves African American? And he had this whole big spiel, and I want y'all to take a look at it when you get off this. But
Okay.
and he was saying he calls himself black. Who decided Jesse Jackson? He said it was Jesse Jackson decided to call us African Americans.
he's right.
Well, we're not African Americans. And I have that problem too. You know how I tell you I have the problem with saying I'm African ever since I
Yeah.
had trouble with the Africans.
Right,
But
right.
and he was saying, why would we want to, we are not African Americans, so just call me black. And nobody should get to decide that now we want to be called African Americans. No
Yeah.
one person should decide that, oh, it sounds better. Why does it sound better?
Why does it have to sound better?
It
Right.
don't.
Sound better than what?
It
Right.
was all. I think it was all a ploy to get to this point of the reparation thing. They had to throw that in there. That's the only thing I could think of. Because I remember when it happened, and I was like, "Nigger, no, nigger,
Co-
nigger,
colored.
colored, black, African American." I say one more, and we'll be a whole box of motherfucking crayons.
But think about
Crayon.
this, yo.
Call
And
them Crayola and shit. But I'm gonna tell you,
Nigerians are
I
Nigerian
wouldn't mind
Americans.
going back to being called colored. I don't know why we were offended by that, but I feel like we're a colorful people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it would not be offensive to me. It's more offensive when you hear the slang of the South. You know what I'm saying? Because they throw that color.
Colored just
Right.
colored just I see the doorway that says colored white.
The
Yeah,
water
Never saw
fountain.
the doorway
Right,
that said no doorway said
we
black.
come up with
right.
something
It
like
said colored.
Because I would have been like, that's
come
me.
with melody. I'm fine with that, but I'm just saying, I get it what he's saying. I don't feel like I'm African American. I've always felt like Africans don't like us.
No, and they don't call themselves. They call themselves Nigerian Americans.
That's what they
You
say.
know what I'm saying?
They identify by their tribe
Whatever
or
that's
whatever.
known by their country, at least by their, at the
That's
minimum by their country.
That's
They
right.
don't say well, they'll say we're all Africans, but they are. I'm from
So
Nigeria.
they are not African Americans.
They don't call themselves that. They distinguish their country and then American.
But we're not able to do that, are we? So when
So-
you do your ancestry, you can request to be labeled as a Eritrean American.
I guess if I want to be Eritrean and Nigerian, because that's the mix, the biggest mix. And except I'm like 28% from Wales. So and they even got a little Italy in there. But
Yeah,
what do but I got a big mix of Eritrean
and Nigerian. Mm-hmm.
and Wales. So by the time you do
They
those
get fucked
three,
up.
that's it. So where is it that I would say? But if you did any white persons, they would look like that too. Not necessarily from African countries, but from their other countries.
Right.
But either you're gonna call me just an American. You see what I mean?
That's just for them.
You just call me an American, or
That's
you
just for
know,
them.
I don't know, because like we are really not African Americans, no, because that's like we don't have that culture. That's not. We want that culture, but that's not our culture. Our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents, none of them came from Africa.
Well, what about the European and the Australian and
They're the
the
same thing. I mean, you think about it. Donald Trump can't say his grandparents didn't come from America. They came from wherever. He's a closer gender. We've been in America longer than he has. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
clearly?
Barack was an African American. His daddy was from Kenya. His mama
Hmm.
was so it's an African American, if you want to say that, or he could have been
Hmm.
a Kenyan American or whatever.
That's right.
Hmm.
But we go generationals back of being here.
Hmm.
So how can we not be the Americans and everybody else?
The closest that is here is third generation. So great, great, great. You know what I mean? That's not that long ago.
And honestly, I think it's longer than that. When
Yeah.
you talk about actual Africa,
Yeah. No, no, no. I'm saying the youngest is great, great, great. But I do agree with you on that, that it goes back further than that.
because you're
But
looking
the
probably at the
youngest,
earlier 1800s when they really was booming with them slave ships. They was popping. Because then you think about the 1860s, they were sliding them in illegally. So it's not that many. They are really down in Mississippi, Louisiana. But as
Mhm,
far as
Hmm.
Virginia, we would have been here in the 16s, 17s, possibly the early 18s.
mhm.
Um, the white people that lived here then, they were from Europe at that time. They weren't born here either. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
True.
true. Yeah, that's true.
So it's just,
That's very true.
we're basically at the same place.
Hmm.
We're the same place.
Hmm.
And mind you, our ancestors were slaves. Uh, you know, but I don't know.
Well, not all of them, because some of them were here before
Right, because
Columbus.
we had Native Americans and people here before Columbus, and people in
Hmm.
Florida. We had Portuguese ancestry and all that other ancestry. You're right, and a lot of us were here already because we
Yep.
had Native American ancestry. But and that's another thing we talked about before. That's why when people say, "Oh, f the flag," I'm like, I'm not effing the flag because that's my flag. I have every right to that flag, just like any other white person
Yeah,
in America.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
my flag.
yeah.
We
That's
built
why
this
I
country.
agree with you on that. Yeah, I tell people I'm sad for my country. This is my country.
That's why I say this is
Yeah,
my country.
this is
You
my
go back to Europe because
right.
this we built this. If we have to have a fight over it, we're gonna win because we built it. If we leave, y'all still can't run this shit because ain't nobody gonna do shit. We built this as the people, the diaspora of Africans that came here. We built it,
Hmm. And they take credit for it
but
and
we
make it
built it.
look
Our
historically
ancestors built
like
it.
they did it, right?
We built
Like
this economy.
y'all heard the joke Paul Mooney talk about the flag. He
What
said,
is that?
"What's that lady name that said she sold the flag?" Betsy Ross. So goddamn well won't no white woman sitting down doing no sewing. It was a big black ass ancient mammy
Yeah,
sewing the fuck out that flag.
You got that right. Sold all them damn stars.
And that's right. And
ain't
they can
lying.
hit her upside the head and she sees stars. That's where she got the idea from.
Stop. He right. He right. He right. He right.
He right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Everything.
Dropping
Everything.
knowledge like in a funny way. Like I wonder if people pick up on that really,
That's
or did
true.
they
Well, I
just
mean,
laugh it off? Like
that shit
you're
is
like,
true,
oh,
though. That
the
shit is
same thing
true.
with the cotton gin. The same
yeah,
thing with, a plethora of
A
inventions.
plethora of shit. Right. Because we think about all the inventions we did. Everybody always said white people did it. Then come find out now, hundreds of years later, it was us.
You know what I'm saying?
the
Like,
whole time.
and who was the white person that said they, like, why aren't they being persecuted for these white lies?
Right. Right. Right.
You
White
just getting
lie.
away with
Heard
this
about a
shit?
new one the other day, and I was like, damn, I didn't even know that. I'm trying to think of what it was. We had, but really though, we have invented so much shit. I wish I could remember what it was. Oh,
Oh,
damn, they done lied about that one
We
too.
we invented the ironing board, the super soaker, uh what is the guy they say invented the telephone?
Oh,
uh
Alexander.
Edison Graham Bell, Alexander
Actually, it was a
Graham Bell.
black dude that invented the technology for it. The light bulb, they said Edison did. It was a black dude that
Yeah,
invented the filter, the
the film,
filter to put in the light bulb.
Yeah, the
the film.
filament thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
and then
The potato chip.
potato
the,
chips.
yeah,
Uh, I mean,
Jack Daniels whiskey.
yeah, yeah.
exactly. And the funny thing about it, Jack Daniels, in his defense, he tried to give the dude credit, but because he was a slave, they wouldn't allow him to. Uncle Nearest,
You
uh,
know what?
and
This is so
it's
interesting.
but almost everything we had a hand in it. We had a hand in
Yeah.
everything, and that's why I say we built this country. You can
Hmm.
say what you want. We built this
You
country.
know what?
I say we
I know what
because
it was now. I can't remember the guy's name. It's Greg or Gary something, and he created before Bill Gates the process of the IBM PC.
I
Mm,
believe it.
That's what
I
it was.
believe it too.
I remember his name. It was Gregory or Greg something.
Okay.
Yeah, and he did that, and he did something else before the typewriter or some shit. I
Okay.
But
yeah,
look at everything
yeah.
everything that comes back to somebody of color.
Okay.
Monica's word of color.
Hmm.
Even think now, everybody want what? Shea butter. Where it come from?
Hmm. Yep.
Africa, Ghana, Benin, and the good shit come from over there in over on the other side from damn, I can't think of it now, but it's Africa. It's still Africa.
Mhm.
So, cocoa butter, the best come from Dominican Republic and Haiti. So,
Yeah.
in Mexico as well. But all the shit comes from somewhere other than white. I mean, tell me
And
what the
but
good
you
white.
know, you're right. You're right. And see, this is what Empress Ima was talking about too. Like, she was speaking at a conference or something. This is an elder that I know, and she was saying like Ethiopia. Ethiopia is known for its coffee. So why haven't Africans, black people gotten together? We don't even have a coffee distribution or anything like that.
I
Mhm.
drink
Like,
Ethiopian coffee. We want me to bring you some next week?
I do too, girl. I tell you, I got an
but where did you buy
espresso
it
because
from?
I
Remember the girl
bought
I
an
told you, the
espresso.
coffee girl that's started her own coffee bag? I showed y'all a while
Who
back.
was processing it?
I
This
don't know, but
she
she gets it from Ethiopia.
like I know, but the market has been exploited, is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, it really has.
Okay.
we don't have a hand in it. We ain't even got a what Malcolm X say, or somebody said we don't even own a toothpick factory.
But yeah, but that's just like but I know plenty of places in Ghana that I'm gonna hit my shea butter again, but I get the shea butter directly from Ghana and make sure I know the village and the people in the village that make the shea butter to bring it here. You know
Oh,
what
are
I'm saying?
you getting the big thing, the one that come in a gourd?
I get well no, I get the what is it? 580 pounds. I get,
Uh-huh.
so it's huge.
Okay. Yeah, no, that is big. I think mine
But
was like 150, 175 pounds, something like that when
but
I was
she
Oh
getting it.
wow.
but she gets her coffee. I'm gonna check because
I'm
she has to
curious.
get she has to get it herself because what I'm thinking because she was doing her blends and stuff herself. Like she had the different beans because even though it comes from Ethiopia, it's different beans from different places, and she's
Uh-huh.
doing the because she has other coffees, but this particular one, and she took a long time to get the blends together. So that's why she only has like 3 blends right now.
And it's so special too. And Empress Ima was like, and it has a whole ceremony that goes with it.
Hmm.
Wow.
When you drink the coffee, it's certain dishes and it's like a circular, and it's just it's a
I'm
whole
gonna look that
ceremony.
up. Oh, I'm gonna look that up.
If
I
you go
bought
to any Ethiopian restaurant, I think they will do it for you.
really.
Hmm.
Wow. But I got a mean Ethiopian coffee. It made me buy the damn machine. It was so good.
Yes,
I
but
mean,
that's
it's so rich, and but I hear that most Ethiopian coffees are really, really good.
I like them.
Hmm.
I like them. Um, but I don't know. It just made me think like this. this course I took last week or whatever. People were talking about their businesses, what type of business they had, and I'm like, everybody's selling lashes. Everybody doing like
Lip
hair, like
gloss.
it's lip gloss. Everybody's doing the same exact thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like,
It's saturated bad. That's why I stopped. It wasn't even worth it. There's very few old heads that are left too, because I mean everybody got tired.
But you know what? But in that same breath, when you have a product that's good, it doesn't matter how saturated the market is, Moni, because you had a good product. Um, that it's a place for you. You see what I mean? When you have a great product, it doesn't matter if because that's just like going to the store and said, I'm not gonna buy bread, but there's 30 kinds of bread in there in the store. You see what I'm saying? But it's all bread. So you have a good product. So I wouldn't deter you from promoting your product because you had a good product.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah.
I've told you what I think about your ass,
Yeah.
what I see you doing.
I know.
What being a stylist?
Yeah.
I love doing that.
That's your
Uh,
thing, honey.
yeah, it is. I love doing that.
And you do it well.
Thank you.
And there
Thank
might be 1,500 other stylists out here, but you do
Yeah.
your shit, Monica.
Yeah, because I seen Jay Bolin and he ain't got shit on you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, he got good stuff.
Hello. He got good shit, but he ain't got shit on you. He putting the shit together. I mean, but what
Yeah.
he doing that you can't, that you don't do?
That's true. That's
Throw
true.
a belt on, a blue shirt with some green pants. Boom. You put a little top under it and then something else up right here. Look, don't get me wrong. I love Jay Bolin and he know about his receipts.
Right.
Right, right. His
But
bookkeeper can tell him.
Jay getting it
yes,
in.
yes, yes. But I'm saying, he ain't got nothing no more, Lou. Just let you know. Be looking for it soon.
Shout out to Lucy Blue Boutique. Hey, Miss Lucy.
That's what you need to do. You need to
Yeah,
you need to you need to style from her store.
I'm gonna work on that.
You should. You should. All right, Bob. Next week
Monica, you about lifted.
Higher and higher.
we're gonna put this out. We're gonna put this out early next week.
That'll work.
So it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Very
One.
good.
All
I
right.
enjoyed it.